As the 1920s came to a close, it was becoming apparent that the noble experiment of prohibition had not gone as intended. There were many unintended consequences that had resulted from prohibition. What were some of the issues the nation was facing? How was prohibition eventually repealed? One of the most significant unintended consequences of prohibition was an upsurge in criminal activity. The smugglers and bootleggers who were bringing alcohol into the country were controlled by well-organized groups. These organized crime syndicates, led by notorious criminals such as Al Capone and Bugs Moran, made millions of dollars from supplying illegal alcohol to the entire nation. To avoid trouble from law enforcement officials, these organizations often bribed local politicians, judges, sheriffs, and the police. Aside from the serious lawbreaking, the number of smaller crimes rose significantly as well. For example, many Americans who simply wanted to enjoy a drink with their friends found themselves in violation of the law by frequenting a speakeasy. Speakeasies were places that became known for such things as gambling and prostitution. These were elements that the average American would not have been exposed to on a regular basis had it not been for prohibition. Another unforeseen side effect of prohibition was the government's loss of control over the alcohol industry. When alcohol was legal, it could be regulated. The alcoholic content of each beverage could be monitored, as well as when and where each drink could be sold. During prohibition, no such regulations could be enforced. Also, alcohol could no longer be taxed. Prior to prohibition, the sale of alcohol contributed approximately 14% of all local, state, and federal tax revenues. As time progressed, the public began seeing prohibition as a dismal failure. Many people felt that prohibition was responsible for the wave of violence, corruption, and crime that was plaguing the nation. Before long, there were groups organizing to demand the repeal of prohibition. On February 20th, 1933, Congress proposed the 21st Amendment to the United States Constitution. This proposed amendment would repeal the 18th Amendment, which had enforced nationwide prohibition. On March 22, 1933, the recently elected President, Franklin Roosevelt, signed the Cullen Harrison Act. This was an amendment to the Volstead Act, which permitted the production and sale of beer and wines which had an alcoholic content of 3.2%. The 21st Amendment was officially ratified on December 5, 1933. The amendment did not prevent states, counties, or cities from maintaining prohibition. Therefore, many states and counties remained dry for years and even decades following the passage of the 21st Amendment.